With Dakota Joshua injured, the Canucks are going to have to look for a replacement, and Rick Tocchet speaks out and hints at a possible Canucks prospect making his debut soon. I'll get into that later on this episode. Before I start, I just want to say to the 96% of you guys that aren't subscribed, I know this is the new channel, but if you wanted to keep up to date on everything around the Canucks, from trade rumors, prospect breakdowns, game recaps, anything you can think of, make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button because we'll be here all season long. But with that, let's hop straight into the first topic today, which is Dakota Joshua injury. Now, this did come out after the practice today, and Rick Tocchet was just kind of speaking on it. He said he's getting evaluated this afternoon. We just don't have him for tonight, said Tocchet. This injury did come after a 4-2 win when the Canucks did play Chicago. He did complete his Gordie hat trick. He got a new career high in points with two assists and 1 goal. And the injury did seem like it came after he fought Mackenzie Entwistle. It continues on here where he says he's going to be hard to replace. He checks a lot of boxes for us. He's a good penalty killer. Him and Garland, the last 2 to 3 months, they've got connection. They got a lot of loose pucks. Dak's got a good stick. He got stuck up with Grazzi the other night, and that's tough to replace. Now, obviously, the Canucks' third line has not only been really good as of late, it almost has been one of the best in the league. We've seen this line almost just completely dominate game after game, and Dakota Joshua's just improvement of his game coming into the season has been a big reason on this. I mean, you just look at Dakota Joshua. In 53 games, he has 13 goals, 13 assists for 26 points. Just last season, in 79 games, he had 11, 12 with 23 points, which is similar to right now, but this is in 20 less games. Obviously, Joshua was playing a lot of time on the penalty kill. The third line, he was getting about 3 minutes more time on ice. This is a guy that's not afraid to throw the body. I mean, you've seen last season, 220 hits. This year, 197. And he's just been so outstanding for this Canucks team that it's going to be quite hard for them to replace this. I mean, the Canucks power play or penalty kill going into this game looked like it might be shaken up a bit without him on it. They did kill off 5 power plays when they did play tonight. So obviously it still does look good. The Canucks still look good. They still look the most dominant team in the league. But having Joshua out of the lineup for this extended amount of time where it's not determined yet with the ankle is going to be quite hard on the Canucks. I mean, you see right here, he's a physical force. He can still pot you goals. He can pot you assists. And I know Mikheyev is a guy that is filling in with Teddy Bluger and Connor Garland on this right now. But it's almost like you need to replace someone in this lineup with more physical force, more hitting. And I know having a guy like Dakota Joshua out of the lineup is going to be hard to replace. Maybe they look at a team like San Jose where reports have came out that they are looking to shop almost everyone that isn't a young prospect. Maybe they give them a call. Maybe they just call around the league. Look for a short-term replacement. I know Phil the Thrill has been practicing with Abbotsford, but he's not going to bring you the physicality that Joshua does. So it's going to be nice to see who they bring up, who they maybe trade for, what they do on this. So what's your guys' thoughts? Do you think they need to replace him immediately? Do you just have Mikheyev down there and just kind of ride this out until he comes back? Or do you think they need to go into panic mode, maybe give up a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, go out, get a physical guy that can kind of just bring the presence on that third line? But with that, let's hop straight into the second topic today, which is Arshdeep Bains being recalled soon. So this did come out today as well. And it's just kind of talking about where they did with the latest example of calling Jet Wu up, who didn't get his first NHL game, but he was up practicing with the team. And it sounds like Abbotsford Canucks leading scorer Arshdeep Bains could be next. And this is Rick Tocchet speaking out during practice today. He said, we might give Bains a chance to come up. And this wasn't unprompted this morning when they were just kind of talking to media. Whether he plays or not, I think he deserves a look. The BC native has 39 points in 42 AHL games so far this year, 12 more than any of his teammates. He was also recently named an AHL All-Star and took home the MVP trophy as well. Now, when you look at this guy has been outstanding for the Canucks. He was a guy, as I said, that right now is looking like a complete all-star in the AHL, and this is why he made the All-Star game. Bains is tied for 12th in points among all AHL skaters. His strong play has many wondering when he gets the chance. And it really does seem like that chance is coming quite soon. I mean, you look at Rick Tocchet, he says, I think the minor league guys coming up here who have a chance to skate with pace, then they go down, they get the taste of it. I think it's a great way to develop players. And what better way than rewarding a guy like Arshdeep Bains? He was a former undrafted player the Canucks did sign. He came in, looked good last year, and this year he has really exploded. I mean, as I said, he's 23 years old, from Surrey, BC. He has 2 seasons in the AHL. Last year at 13 goals, 25 assists for 38 points. This year in 42 games, he has 9 goals, 30 assists for 39 points. So he's already beat his total from last season, but yet he still has so many games in hand. And I truly do think that recalling a guy like this, even if you just get him into the NHL for a few reps, maybe a game, whatever it might be, reward the kid for his strong play, reward him for how amazing he's been throughout his career with the Canucks, coming in from BC, undrafted, and has been looking like an absolute gem. I know I covered him maybe a week ago, and since then he has just continued his hot streak. Getting him up, like Tocchet said, will get him a taste of the NHL. What better motivation than get him up, practice with the team, like I said, maybe get him in for a game, and when he goes back down, all he's going to think, sleep, and dream about is being back into this moment. This can elevate his play, help with his development, and I can honestly see this guy being a full-time regular just as early as next season, or maybe the playoffs if he does stick within this lineup for the next couple of months. So what you guys thought? Do you think Arshdeep Bains should be called up? Do you think just calling him up just to practice, don't get him into games, don't rush him into anything? Or do you think this is the thing where Dakota Joshua's down and maybe Bains is the answer? Get him in now, see how he plays, know what you have in him. At the very least, you have a guy like Phil the Thrill you can call up and kind of plug and play. And what's your thoughts on Dakota Joshua? Do you hope this injury, well, obviously hope it's not going to be bad, but do you hope this he comes back sooner rather than later? Or do you kind of want to use this time to kind of see what you can do and just kind of mix and match a bit of lines? But that'd be it for this episode of Canucks Digest. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. While you're down there, make sure to like, subscribe, like I said. Leave a comment, share this with your friends. I love reading through the comments. I've now said it a lot, but I am trying to get around to comment on everything people do respond with. And while you're down there, let me know what you want to see the next video on. Do you want me to do a trade video? Do you want me to do a game recap? Anything you can think of, leave in the comments. But with that, that'd be it for this episode. Take care.